G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the physical Trunks, LR Trunks, and getting a look at him at 100% in the hidden potential system. So this is the physical LR Super Saiyan Trunks, one of the two latest Carnival LR units to come to Dokkan Battle. Now the big thing with Trunks is obviously, are you going to get the super attacks or not? That kind of feels like the sentiment here. Trunks, when he gets the super attacks, is an absolute beast who can 100% dominate the match and the round and just the entire fight. Whereas Trunks, when he doesn't get his supers, can feel a bit lackluster. Now, the big thing with Trunks, I will say, for me personally, I'm a big fan of putting him full crit, allowing him to really just max out that damage and seconding that with additionals. That allows him to potentially fire off 4 super attacks in a turn and also gives you a tiny bit of a safety net when you consider all of the additional supers that he might need. So it kind of gives you an additional chance at firing off that super. Now he's quite straightforward. Essentially he gets damage reduction for every single super that he does, so 10% for every single super within the turn. He also builds up slowly to that additional attack that's guaranteed from the 5th turn. Now it's very important when you're running Trunks that you understand that he does have a standby skill, but his standby skill can, in theory, obviously be utilized quite early on. What I like to do is I like to max out my Trunks in terms of his defensive stacks. Remember, he gains Ki +1 in defensive 10 with every super attack performed. And so I like to max out his defense. I like to max him out, get him really good and proper, get all those super attacks off so that Trunks is at his max defense. Then I like to transition into the standby skill. The standby skill is great. It will reduce his defense slightly, but it gives him 50% damage reduction and guard, and gives him, just a whole bunch of other benefits. And then once I use the standby skill, I'm then able to raise his defense further because of his super attack effects. So he obviously can increase his defense even further, which is great. And so then you come back with the Trunks that can rock around 700k defense at a rainbow level, which is pretty impressive, and you will see that in this video. Now obviously the big question is, will Trunks get his supers? The more supers Trunks gets, the quicker he builds up to speed and the faster he becomes an absolute dominant force in the game. He does get a lot of attack on super, so it's important to understand as well that when you have a support on the rotation, Trunks is going to look vastly different to a Trunks that does not have support on the rotation. So the big thing also with Trunks is he raises that defense. So that raising of defense on his 18 key, coupled with the fact that he's going to do a couple additionals, plus the 10% with each attack that he gains up to 50 from his passive, means that his defense goes up quite quickly. I mean, you see here, 347,000. It's a really solid number quite early on, where getting a good idea, a good feel for really how quickly you can get up to speed. Attack stats, really quite solid. 8 million coupled with the ability to do multiple supers is, pretty solid, I would say. Not too conditional either, so really quite straightforward. Remember as well, he gains a big attack boost in the 2nd slot, which is very important to understand. So yeah, putting him in the 1st slot, of course, reduces his attack a little bit as well, but it's good to get a good look here. You can see 8.4 million, again, incredibly solid, and yeah, just really nice stuff. Overall, a really solid unit. And the reason why I'm showing him in the 1st slot, obviously for the Dokkan events, is because there's the fact that the unit will probably be defeated beforehand. But here you can really get a good feel. 533,000 support on the rotation. Again, he thrives in the 2nd slot, and there's plenty of great 1st slot units. We've got Int, Trunks and Vegeta. We've got Strength, Future Gohan. We've got plenty of great first slot tank units to really kind of let him kind of build around and do his thing. Getting a 9 million attack stat here, looking very good. This guy's obviously link leveled his Trunks a little bit more. Yeah, and that's the thing. Trunks, honestly speaking, I just think is a very simplistic unit to use. Get a first slot tank, stick Trunks in the second slot, watch him go to town. That's about it. There's not really a bunch of rocket science behind it. I don't think there's actually really a big modicum. 683,000. Really good, as you can see. So yeah, really solid. Now we've obviously got the standby skill, which is great. Now remember, the standby skill will reduce your defense, but remember you are gaining 50% damage reduction and guard in the first slot, which is pretty big. Basically makes Trunk a one-turn tank machine, and this is great. Essentially just allowing him to soak things up. Solid little 12.5 mil attack stat there, really quite excellent. And yeah, just looks really good. Followed up with a nice little 7.8, and yeah, just looking really solid. You know, the big thing with Trunks, as always, is, you know, especially when you look at them in terms of, you know, like a showcase or things like that, I think for me, his easeability of use is downplayed a lot. I know second slot units aren't everyone's favorite, but when you have a unit that's literally designed to be in the second slot with no negative repercussions, and then just has a standby skill to become a super mega tank, I don't really see a problem, personally speaking. I think he's great. 700k defense as well. Really solid. And yeah, overall, I'm honestly quite happy with Trunks. I think he's excellent. I love him. I think he's a great unit. I don't quite understand some people's opinions on him. I think it just comes maybe from the disappointments in some of the animations, and that I can resonate with. I do understand some of the, you know, like, hesitation, especially when it comes down to the animations. It's understandable that some people are upset. I do think there could have been a little bit more work done in some of them, but at the same time, I think, you know, for me, at the end of the day, overall he's just a really awesome unit. And so yeah, for me, I think he's great. I like him a lot, and yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing Trunks and just giving him a try and just seeing how he goes, because yeah, I think at the end of the day, he's a great unit. So yeah, that's basically gonna be it for me. In terms of link leveling, there's not a crazy amount that you need to do. For me, I think overall, he's a super unit, so the gain you get from link leveling is minor comparative to what you gain on, you know, say an extreme unit or something like that. But at the end of the day, I do think, you know, I think there's a fair amount of gain to be had from him, especially if you're looking to, you know, augment his defense, which I think is really solid. So yeah, overall, really good unit. Build him crit, stick him in the second slot, and let him go to town. Don't be weird. Don't try and stick him in the first slot. Just let him do his thing, and you'll find that he works out super duper well. But that's gonna be it from me. Honestly speaking, pretty much super happy with him. If anyone's got any issues, it'll be super interesting to hear about them. I'd love to hear your comments as well. But yeah, that's basically gonna be it from me. I'll see you guys probably in the next one. Plenty of great linking partners for this guy. Plenty of great first slot tank linking partners as well. So if you, for some reason, unable to place him in the second slot, then I completely understand. But yeah, that's basically gonna be it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, stay safe, and yeah, honestly speaking, really awesome unit. I love this guy. He's my new favorite, but I'm a Trunks fanboy, so yeah, bye.